Hey everyone, hello. So today's video is an interesting one. We're going to explore a fascinating chapter of history that most people honestly don't even realize. It's easy to think of Christianity as one of the world's largest and most established religions, but in its earliest days, it was viewed very differently. In fact, early Christianity was often regarded as a radical fringe movement, a small Jewish sect centered around a charismatic teacher named Jesus of Nazareth. To understand why, we have to go back to 1st century Judea, a province that was under Roman rule. Jesus and his earliest followers were all Jewish. They observed Jewish traditions, read the Hebrew scriptures, and believed that Jesus was the long-awaited Messiah. Initially, there was no intention to create a new religion. The movement was seen as one of several Jewish groups debating how God's promises would be fulfilled. However, many Jewish religious leaders rejected Jesus' claim and the teachings of his followers. To mainstream Jewish authorities, this new movement appeared to be an unorthodox splinter group, what many would have considered heresy. The idea that Jesus had risen from the dead and possessed divine authority challenged established religious beliefs and leadership. And the Romans had their own reasons for suspicion. Religion in the Roman Empire wasn't just about personal belief, it was closely tied to politics and social stability. Citizens were expected to honor the Roman gods and participate in ceremonies recognizing the emperor's authority. Christians refused to worship the emperor or offer sacrifices to Roman deities, believing worship belonged only to God. And this refusal made Christians appear disloyal or even dangerous. Rumors spread about their secret meetings. Because they referred to eating Christ's body and drinking his blood during communion, outsiders falsely accused them of cannibalism. Since Christians called one another brothers and sisters and greeted each other with love, some accused them even of immoral behavior. These accusations were based on misunderstandings, but they fueled fear and persecution. For nearly 3 centuries, Christians periodically faced imprisonment, torture, and even execution. Refusing to renounce their faith could mean becoming a martyr. Yet, despite persecution, Christianity continued to spread throughout the Roman Empire. One reason for that was its message. It offered hope, forgiveness, eternal life, and taught that all people, rich or poor, slave or free, male or female, were spiritually equal before God. That was a revolutionary idea in the ancient world. The movement also grew because of dedicated missionaries, like Paul the Apostle. Originally a persecutor of Christians, Paul experienced a dramatic conversion and spent years traveling across the Roman world establishing communities of believers. His letters became some of the earliest Christian writings, and they remain foundational even today. A major turning point came in the year 313 AD, when Emperor Constantine issued the Edict of Milan, which granted legal protection to Christianity. So instead of being persecuted, Christians could openly practice their faith. Over time, Christianity gained imperial support, and by the end of the 4th century, it had become the dominant religion of the Roman Empire. This dramatic transformation raises an interesting question. When does a movement stop being called a cult and start being called a religion? History shows that labels often depend on perspective, social acceptance, and political powers as much as theology. Nearly every major religion began as a small movement that challenged existing beliefs. Whether discussing Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, or other world religions, history reminds us that today's established faiths were once unfamiliar, controversial, and misunderstood by many people around them. Understanding this historical context does not diminish Christianity's importance. Instead, it highlights the remarkable journey from a small group of devoted followers meeting in homes and facing persecution to a faith embraced by billions across the globe.